Hello, the internet!
Hello!
Welcome to those video guy and those video girls.
Yes.
Welcome everyone to this week's show. Sean is away. He's busy working on his L-word convention. He's got an L-word convention in Brighton in England, which is he's got like 600 guests attending that one.
Very nice.
So he's got a room full of 600 lesbians to look after for a whole weekend.
I'm sure he's excited.
I'm sure he's very excited. Yes, it's his 8th one or 9th one now of that. So it's a very successful convention. I'm joined here in the studio by Heather Taylor, who's the writer, creator, director of a new British web series called Raptured, and her star, Sophie Steel. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
We've got lots of videos to talk about. We've also got our web series of the week to talk about later, but let's talk about your web series, Raptured.
Yes, so Raptured just came out on the 21st of October, and it is about the rapture. Harold Camping actually predicted a second rapture, so the first one was supposed to be May the 21st.
That's right, they got it wrong, didn't he?
He
got the date wrong.
He miscalculated. So 21st of October was actually supposed to be the date. So after the 21st, I thought, wouldn't it be brilliant if a series had actually come out about the rapture on the date of the rapture? So I got writing, I talked to Sophie, I convinced her that it was a good idea to do this. I don't know why, but she jumped on board, and we wrote the series and got it made with a very obviously strict deadline of the 21st of October, and we actually had a party to begin with. But it's about the rapture. It's about a rapture, but not as you know it. So it's if you kind of think of the rapture as an upgrade, like you upgrade your phone, it happens all the time, except this time they make kind of just like Harold Camping did, they make a miscalculation. Clerical error. Middle management is a bit bad at math. Or maths, as you'd say in the UK.
Yes.
And I have to get it right, sorry. And so half the people are left behind. So Parker, kind of being from upstairs, as he calls it, convinces, or rather tricks, Sophie's character Sarah into being in charge of the rapture. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
And what are responsibilities of being in charge of a rapture? Because there is a fantasy element, sci-fi fantasy element to this series, and
basically, it's her job. If she doesn't do the rapture, as it were, in the contract, that's about yay big, and she doesn't actually read ever. Seems like she's just was like, you know what, I'm stuck with it now. I'll just get on with it. If she doesn't rapture people, her family and friends could be in danger and get stuck in limbo. So her job is to basically get up as many people upstairs, upgrade them as possible. So she has to kind of continue to do that. People. Yeah.
One of the things that YouTube themselves tell creators of internet videos is that if you can tie it to an event that's in the news, you should be able to get a bump. Were you able to publicize it around the rapture in a successful way?
I think it would have been more successful if it was on the 21st of May when they had more news articles out about it. So I found that I contacted every single person who wrote about the rapture in May. It's a lot of people to email. I did not sleep for many, many days. But we emailed them all, and we did get a couple. We got pick up in a blog in Denver and a couple other pickups. Okay. Yeah. They were doing the countdown to the rapture. So we were day 3 from the rapture. They're like, "Oh, come watch this new series."
Were you picked up by any sort of the sort of strange Christian blogs that seem to like to talk about the rapture all the time?
No, I wasn't, but I'm actually not. I was a little bit worried. So the one thing that I was worried about, like one of the things I was very conscious of, is to take out any kind of religious reference or make it about good and bad. It's not about good and bad. It's just literally an upgrade.
Yeah.
So
there's never an explanation of who Parker really is there?
No. I tried to leave it. So there's all these jokes about him. He was like, "Oh, you're an angel." He's like, "Some people say I am," or "Some people say I'm God," or like he makes jokes about it.
Yeah.
But it's never explicit who he is, and I did that purposely, and also to take away that kind of good bad element or religious element. I was very, very conscious of that. So I've not got any good nor bad pickup from that. So I was kind of a little bit wary, because I thought, if someone gets a hold of this and thinks that we're insulting someone, then that was my big worry. But it ended up being just people seem to really enjoy it, of all ages actually. So from our 17-year-old runner who's told all his friends, to like my mom and my dad keep messaging me, my aunt, when's the next one? Can we have it early? Can you? And I know it's my mom and my dad, but they're not really interested in a lot of things that I do. So no, they're always supportive. But this is actually the first thing where they've said, "Oh, I really want to see the next one."
So how did you finance the series?
Well, it came out of my pocket, would be the kind of the easiest answer, but also came out of a lot of generosity. So our actors gave their time, our cast and crew gave their time, or as actors, my crew gave their time. We got space for free. The restaurant across the road from us, they gave us free space. We got just things donated whenever you could. So I think we had a lot of support from people and equipment and everything. So.
Yeah.
I think that was a big help, and then just people believing in the project was, I think, the biggest thing.
We're going to show a short clip, which is, I think, your official teaser trailer.
Ooh.
Sophie, have you ever acted in a web series before?
Not in a web series, no.
Were you aware of web series?
Yeah, I've watched a few. I do watch quite a lot of online content, but certainly what I've done before has been kind of theatre and short films and ads and things like that. So it's the first time I've actually been in a series, which has been great, and just great to have that process of actually having episodes and character progression that way and stuff. And I think just the great thing about doing a web series, as Heather's been saying, is that it's so quick. Obviously, you need to have the people and the resources, and that is all the big challenge of it if you're doing something without funding behind you. But in terms of getting it out there, it's so quick. Had the idea the end of May, shot it. We finished shooting a month ago.
Yeah.
Over 3-4 weekends, and already we're on episode 3. So it's as an actor, it's great to be part of that process where you're going to see the results so quickly and get feedback so quickly as well.
Yeah, and the same thing as like a writer and a director, like to see your work out there and actually people around the world can see it. So with films, I've had a feature made, but it went to cinemas in certain places, but then that's it. And other than sending the DVD to your friends, and that can be quite a few DVDs. If
of course, absolutely, yeah.
Then this is a chance to go, look, this is what I can do, and do it for the people who I think really enjoy it, that want to see new series, that want to see something different, and so that's why we made it. It's just because we had an idea and said, I'm not waiting for anyone to give me permission to make this, or I'm not going to try to raise money for this. I'm just going to make it.
We've got a comment. Elaney Dane says, Sophie, you smile like Leisha Haley. That's a good thing.
Good. I probably should know who Leisha Haley
I don't know who Leisha.
That's my shame, I do not. But that's good. Thank you very much. I think.
I wonder who I smile like now.
Have you found it easy to stick to a regular release schedule when you're working on such a low budget?
I would say that some Thursdays I have not slept, but it's interesting because there's a delay. So my editor is in Canada, so they're 7 hours behind. So if there's any issues, which we've had some issues, so I would recommend, and this isn't a slagging off Vimeo session, but Vimeo is really, so we're trying to put it out in different places, and we use Vimeo as the main one to put onto our site.
Right.
But Vimeo has a lot of issues with sound, and we're finding that sync going out, and if there's you have to keep trying to get the right, so uploading it and getting the right things synced, we thought we were going crazy. My editor almost broke down, was like, I think that I'm going crazy now. But she wasn't. It was Vimeo. So YouTube was fine, and Blip TV was fine, but Vimeo was always out. And then we finally kind of think we cracked it, but there is we found it problematic. So we did stay up many times. I remember being up till 4 a.m, falling asleep on my living room floor by my computer, and then waking up at 6 and going, okay, put it live. So it's doing the sound, because we're working with a composer who's separate from our sound editor, who's separate from our editor, who's in Canada. They all live in different places. So it's been
so it's an international project. It's an international project.
It is an international project. Yes. So I mean, sometimes I wish I could be sitting beside my editor, though.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because the little changes. Oh, can you change that? Oh no, that didn't work. But then that's been a whole day and having to render it. And
I mean, we're living, I suppose, in the era of cloud technology, where everything is like you can just work offline, but online, everyone can be in any place. I mean, was there a particular process? I mean, we're using Dropbox. What were your methods of sort of working internationally?
Well, we did 3 days of shooting, and that's kind of huge files. So we actually FedExed a hard drive and crossed our fingers that it wouldn't get damaged. So we sent a lacy rugged hard drive over to Canada. When it got there in about 5 days, it was perfect. We cut the first episode and working all this stuff. But then the next bit we used Dropbox, and then we used YouSendIt. So those are the two things we've been using. So my editor loves YouSendIt, so she uses YouSendIt, and then we'll send stuff back with Dropbox because I prefer Dropbox because I've paid extra money to have super premium plus or whatever it's called.
You can only recommend so many friends.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I'll just buy it for one, and so she's doing YouSendIt, and I'm doing Dropbox, but it's worked really well. It's just that issue isn't the sending of information; it's that it takes like so long to render a video.
Of course.
So waiting for that to render and it's high quality, and even because you don't want to do it always in low quality because you need to make sure it's the right thing to sync sound to, and that's the time, and the time difference actually can work to your advantage and sometimes work to disadvantage, because if she hasn't done something, I have to wait an entire day for the next thing, and it's us all working around our jobs and around other projects. So it's been a challenge, but it's been amazing.
And we've got a comment. Lainey Dane says Leisha Haley was an actress in the L Word series on Showtime and is now in a band called Her.
Oh, I know who that. Oh, I know. I think it is. Yes, I do. You do.
Do you agree? Yeah.
Like now I know.
Lainey Dane also says, I love the explosion of web series. Indie cinema has gained momentum, but still limited to film festivals and just a few art film cinemas. With web series, you can view at any time, see subjects you feel strongly about, want to see. In my case, I tend to gravitate towards LGBT films because I like to see people like me represented. How's feedback been from fans who've been watching it?
Great. Every day I'm finding new people people are putting the series out there that I don't know, which is always a good sign, I think, because I think you always expect your friends and your family hope to be kind of like, we'll push it for you. It's like, come on guys, push this out for me. But when other people, so we have a few people now that I see being active on Twitter and other places, sending out the series and saying how much they love it. So I know it's becoming something bigger than just something that I like. And getting people who have sites that feature web series approach us and say, we want you to put your thing on. How can we put your series onto our website? And I think that's been just amazing to get that kind of feedback, because then it's not, it is for other professionals who are enjoying it, or they just want to get more views to their site. I don't know, but I hope it means it's good content. So
great. Well, thanks, guys. If you've got any questions for both Sophie and Heather about their web series Raptured, or just web series in general, we will be talking about, of course, Husbands later on in the show, which is a web series we've all been watching this week. But of course, this show is all about videos, and we've been watching videos. And Heather's come in with your induction into our YouTube Hall of Fame.
Yes, I have.
This is our Hall of Fame section. This is all about those videos. They've been around, but people love them. They're personal favourites. They're very popular.
I'm a cheese
Heather,
ball.
Heather, what is your Hall of Fame YouTube video? After all this discussion about web series, by the way, what is your YouTube Hall of Fame?
My Hall of Fame is a very classic one, I think. It's about 2 years or so old, maybe even longer than that. It is called Hamster on a Piano.
And here's a clip.
Eating popcorn on a piano, hamster on a piano, hamster on a piano, hamster on a piano, eating popcorn on a piano.
Yeah, the minute I saw you on that piano eating that popcorn, I knew you were no ordinary hamster.
Eating popcorn on a piano.
Nothing is going to interrupt that hamster from eating the popcorn, is it? Absolutely nothing.
What's not to like?
It makes me laugh every time I say it. And when you asked, I thought, I'll just check it again. And I thought, this it makes me laugh. The song gets in your head. I think there's a whole bunch of different videos by Perry Grip. He basically took them off YouTube and then made songs to them. I think he's basically taken most of them off, but he does have the songs available on iTunes.
That's right. Yes, indeed. You can get Hamster on a Piano, the song, from iTunes, probably priced at 99 cents or 99p.
Yes, and I think it's obviously, by seeing that video, you'll know it's a classic. It would basically make your parties better, and your journeys to work. It just make your life better.
Well, I mean, there are videos that people just tweet and retweet, and they make people laugh and they make people smile. And it's,
yeah, that one definitely.
It was interesting because YouTube, Google obviously launched Pages for Google Plus this week, and of course they created an official YouTube page on Google Plus, and they actually posted up the very, very first ever video that ever was posted on YouTube.
Oh, was that one from? That was one from the.
And it's a guy. It was a guy. It's a 20-second long video. A guy talking in a zoo with elephants behind him.
Really? I've seen it. So I've not seen that one.
Yeah.
Obviously,
elephants could have taken over YouTube. Unfortunately, they let the cats take over.
It's true.
They missed the boat.
Yeah, I feel like I should have had a cat video, but I just thought the hamsters need their time. They need to get their space now. No more cats, hamsters only.
So if we were to rate that one, I mean, you obviously go with the 3 cheers, wouldn't you?
well, I would. I mean, I'm the one who wanted it in the Hall of Fame, so I will give it.
Of course, yeah. Sophie, what would you say? Would you agree with 3?
It's a classic.
Well, it's a classic. It's a 3 martini job. It is. It is
so
Hamster on a Piano. Now officially part of those Video Guys Hall of Fame videos. Thank you very much.
I feel like I feel so proud. I feel like I made it.
Well, yes. Well, the last Hall of Fame we had was a Fred video, so it's kind of a relief to have something actually that brings a smile to your face as opposed to destroy your ears.
Yeah, I find them a bit loud. I'll just say that. I'll leave it at that.
Comedy of the week. Well, it's the return to those video guys of Smosh. This is Teens in the Wild by Smosh.
The common teenager, an odd subspecies of Homo sapien. After I was fired from my job at the petting zoo, I've devoted my entire life to studying these puzzling creatures. These parasites steal our resources. They destroy our natural wildlands. And they consume all of our precious food. These are Teens in the Wild.
I actually don't know what they're eating. I don't know.
No, nothing I've ever seen.
Okay. So Hot Pockets or Pizza Pockets is what I have.
Pizza Pockets.
Pizza Pockets.
Okay.
So inside, just think it's molten lava, basically, of cheese and often pepperoni and tomato saucy goodness. But they will burn, it's because you cook them for like a minute and a half and you think it's brilliant. You'll eat them immediately. You burn the inside of your mouths. And it happens every single time you eat them.
Okay.
I don't know, you don't learn, but it's because they're so delicious.
Are they really though?
Well, I like them. I think it's because you can eat them in a minute and a half. But they're very, very, very much a teen snack, I'd say.
Well, I mean, Smosh is a very teen-orientated YouTube channel. I mean, but what I couldn't work out is because they really feature Hot Pockets a lot in this video. It's like, has Hot Pockets done a deal with them to actually create a viral advert? But they haven't actually specifically said that. Yeah,
no, I don't think it was. See, being from North America, I think that it's just a teen
It's just
treat.
a cultural thing
that
people would get straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So when I saw it, I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, oh yeah, they're having Hot Pockets.
I mean, to me, it just seemed, look, it's an advert for Hot Pockets. I've never heard of Hot Pockets, so it's a new product. But obviously, it isn't a new product. So it's just it's just something I've never heard of.
I think it was supposed to be a joke. But yeah, I'm just I don't know. It didn't make me crave them though, so I don't think they did well. If it was just,
if that was the intention, yeah, sure.
I thought there was too many Hot Pockets, in fact.
Smosh, do you like Smosh? Have you watched their channel before? Two guys seem to make very sort of
target audience.
Yeah, no, it is a kid. They are yes, they are. I think if you're like 10 to 15, you think it's hilarious, and but But they're a very popular duo. They've just signed a new deal with YouTube to create an animation channel.
Oh wow!
You know, they get about 20 million views per month
I
on
guess
their
I should
channel.
be friends
So
with them. As long as it's legal.
try and get them to retweet you. Yeah.
It's obviously well made. I don't think it's the most original idea in terms of the content, but
Yeah, I could see my brother's 16 and he would like that. It just doesn't need to be. I think it doesn't need to be always terribly original as long as it's that kind of fun element to it. And
Well, that's the thing. The kids like fun, and
Yeah.
they like people just being funny, or at least attempting to be funny. I
Yeah.
suppose.
No, but it had a nice little twist at the end of the mum coming in and saying, I'm going to call the police because you're not supposed to be here. Obviously, there's a restraining order against him.
Yeah.
So I found that was, there's a humorous twist to it. I mean, so that at least they had that, whereas they could have just kept on the, Teens in the Wild to the end. So I thought that was
I didn't do too bad with his accent either. So martinis for Smosh's Teens in the Wild.
Well, I don't know if I should vote for this as a teenager or as an adult, because I think I'd have a different view. I think I'm gonna go my half teenage self. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll go for 2.
Two. Yeah, I kind of agree with 2. Yeah, let's have
Yeah.
2 martinis for Teens in the Wild.
Yes.
So Heather, we have a question. Loopy Lulu asks, any plans for future web projects, Heather? I'm loving Raptured.
Yay! Well, that's good. Of course I do. No. Yes, I do. I have another idea for a web series that I really want to do. But I think first I want to finish Raptured. There's definitely at least 2 more seasons of Raptured in me,
Right.
and in the story. So I mapped out 3 specific seasons. So the next one is going to be halfway between New York and London. So it's going to go back and forth episode by episode. So it would be open in New York, and then the very end will go back to London. So I really want to show what it's like in other places, how they're reacting to.
Oh, that's
the
clever.
Rapture.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's going to be the second season, and then the third we're gonna have to mix up. Maybe make a bit Torchwood, the Americans coming to England and the English coming to America.
For those asking how to watch Raptured, it's the youtube.com Red on Black Films.
Yes, and you can also go to rapturedtheseries.com. Because that's what we have, all the cast and crew bios, so you can see more about it there as well.
Great. Okay, so next video is our animation station. Now, we've featured this guy before. His name is Syriac, an animator from the UK, and he does very, very surreal videos. And this is his most recent one. It's called Kitty City. And if you think that looks strange, just watch the rest of the video because it gets more and more bizarre.
It frightened me a little, actually. I will be on. I was like, oh, I don't know about this. It creeped me out. It did.
Yeah, as someone who's not generally a cat lover, it has to be said, kind of just confirmed my worst fears about cats trying to take over the world.
Or cats
inside cats. Ooh.
Yeah, cats as caterpillar cats. So it's kind of a mixed,
Yeah.
morphing body. So I thought when it came out, I thought it would become a cat, and then I was like, no, it's a caterpillar.
Yes, indeed, yes.
Yes. But it was an ingenious use of cats in other cats.
Yeah.
Cats as cars.
And then cats as the arms of the cats, and
Yeah.
the claws of cats.
And then the multiple heads as cat trees. And
yeah, well, Syriac, I mean, this is very, very typical of a Syriac video. I mean, he does just very bizarre stuff. And, it's what? I think it's almost going to be 1 million, I think, this week, in just 1 week. And it's trending worldwide right now, and I've heard it's very, very big in Japan, this particular video right now. I think it could possibly, because it's cats, I think, it could possibly surpass his previous videos. But he's got to then surpass cows, which is 16 million hits, 16 million views, and cows is a pretty strange video. Last time we featured him, I think it was his sheep one, which was like a little lamb, just fluffy lamb,
Yeah.
wandering around, and suddenly the lamb just goes all weird as well, and it's.
Yeah, I just found it's the cat. I don't know.
I don't know how this guy sleeps at night. Maybe he
Yeah.
doesn't. Maybe he's just an insomniac, and this is just
It's
his.
a very strange life. Just
You
like
know.
all your life doing these.
But
Yeah, what's
maybe-
going on in his head?
But maybe though this
Worrying.
is kind of a way to get out of the nightmare. So he makes them, and then he like is quite
Wow.
balanced and normal, and has a
Yeah.
normal job, normal things, and then does these on the side. I don't know.
I prefer the one they did with the teddy bears walking on
The teddy
seafront and
birds, I
stomping
think
over
it's
cars
Brighton
thing.
Seafront,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, no, that's a great one.
Yeah,
I think we've featured that before. It's
Hmm.
it's a bit more. That's even more surreal, I think. This is just sort of more nightmarish, but the bears one, teddy bears one, it's just sort of surreal. Yeah, no.
I don't mind surreal. I just found it's a bit. Ugh.
YouTube.com.
There's no words.
YouTube.com Cyriac. That's Cyriak. If you like surreal, strange, bizarre animations, that's certainly a website to YouTube channel to check out. So now let's give that one a rating.
Oh, I don't know.
This is going to be
I don't know because I'll say that I think there is a genius behind it
yes,
that may
the
not
animation
be,
itself.
Yeah, the animation itself. That is not a genius that
Yeah.
made me really made me more repelled than excited. I don't know, but other things are
Yeah,
good.
it's not a video that I think I want to watch this again.
I
I've
don't
seen
think I'll watch it
now,
again.
That is enough for me.
It scared me, and I watched it in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I don't get scared. Well, I get scared easily, but I just it was scary. I don't know. What do you think, Sophie?
So you've got to acknowledge the skill behind it.
Yes.
It would take a long time.
It would have done. So you've got to reward that.
All right.
Mm,
Well, I would go. I guess 2.
reluctantly 2.
Reluctantly 2.
Two martinis.
Yes.
No, because I would say 2 martinis. For
Yeah.
that one.
I feel a bit bad though because I know it's so good, but it just wasn't for me.
2 martinis for Cyriac's Kitty City. They've had, like I said, it's had almost a million in just 1 week, and that I think is going to be huge. It's going to, and I think it will surpass cows.
Well, it's because it's cats. It's like
Yeah.
it is the rule of the internet that cats wins.
But does that mean he's peaked now? What's he going to do next?
What will he do next? I don't know. People. Ooh. Well, he's kind of. I don't know. He's done it. He's got another one with hands, and each finger turns into a hand, and each hand then turns fingers,
Oh,
and it's just this eternal spiral of finger hands.
I think I don't know. I don't think I can do it. I don't. In the morning maybe with my coffee when I'm like really awake.
If you've actually watched any of Cyriac's stuff, just certainly post in the chat room, post in the comments in YouTube as well. I always like to hear if you're a fan of any of the work that we're covering. But now we've got our web series of the week. And web series of the week is a relatively new web series called Husbands, which had its final finale, I think, this week as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's show you the teaser trailer.
OMG, you guys, I need HGW.
I don't even have the words.
Married? I read it online.
Yay.
Heard him and I'll slice you from nose to trinkets.
I like my trinkets.
Me too.
I mean, have you been planning this? Who proposed? What were your vows? Can I be your surrogate mother?
We have mothers.
She means she would carry.
I know.
Oh, okay. I
being
wasn't
like,
sure.
Got it.
Okay, we'll get there.
Husbands. It's 11 episodes, and you can find it at youtube.com. Go Cheeks Go.
I really liked it. I think it was really short and punchy. It's interesting because we did our episodes at about between 6 minutes.
Yeah,
7
no, these are
minutes.
very short
And
episodes.
they're two,
ones, aren't they?
yeah, 2
These
to
are-
3.
I think maximum is 3, and they're usually under 2 minutes
Yeah.
for most of the episodes. 2.5 minutes. So
Yeah.
they're very, very, very short episodes for a web series, which is interesting because I think when web series first started around 2007, they were very, very short episodes,
Yeah.
and they've sort of slowly crept up to the sort of 6-7 minute mark, and it was interesting to see another series go back to almost a 2 minute episodes. It did actually work in that format.
I think it actually worked. I think it worked better for it. I think it gave it a little short. But then I guess I also watched a few in a row.
Yes.
So that was the advantage. But I mean, I felt like I got a bit of story. It moved things forward. it's like the quality is amazing. So
It's the production value is it's fantastically filmed. In fact, edited, made, shot. I mean, it's audio it's all very, very slickly made.
and you just want to watch Cheeks all the time.
Cheeks, he is a star, isn't he? He's absolutely a star. He's a superstar. Yeah.
But I'm just.
It's like, why is he not on American TV, like presenting his show? He could be.
Oh, he could be total. He should be presenting.
If he was in the
every
UK,
show.
he probably would be presenting it because we like our camp TV presenters in the UK.
No, he would go down a tree.
He would,
actually.
yeah.
No,
John Barrowman's a star. He could be the next John Barrowman in the UK.
Definitely. No, it was interesting because we did a little research behind the people who were behind it, because it's always really interesting to see who's done it and who's done what before, and I was actually a bit surprised that he was writing it with Jane Espenson.
Jane Espenson, yes.
Yeah. And the last stuff she did was kind of Doll's House and Buffy and True Calling.
A lot of very cult TV shows.
Yeah. But then I just didn't. When I saw that, I would never have imagined it.
You'd have thought that if she was going to do a web series, she'd probably do a sci-fi web series.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, sure.
So it was a very nice, but it was nice that I'm sure she gets to do something that's quite fun.
Sitcom. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I think the characters are great. It's really a three-hander. Well, for the most part, it's actually a two-hander, and they have this character Haley played by the original Cylon, Alessandra Torresani.
Well, I did recognise her, and that's why I was like, oh, of course.
But different colour hair.
Yes.
So she's not. Yeah, she's actually just posted she posted her Halloween costume on Twitter, and she dressed up as Barbarella.
Oh.
And with that hair, she actually was quite a good spinning image for
nice.
Jane Fonda. No, I really enjoyed it. As you said, it sort of moves along really nicely, storyline wise, and you can actually sit down and watch almost all 11 episodes in just one go, and it doesn't feel like it's too long or it's dragged on, or you want to take a break and wait to watch. You actually just can watch all 11 in one go.
Yeah, and it's very clever that it works clearly as an entire episode full length, and each 2-minute episode works as well. It's very clever the way they've done that to work on both levels.
Yeah.
And that you can't just sit and watch the whole thing. And as you say, it is just so slickly done.
Well, it basically, I was just thinking, sorry, I'm doing quick math, so it basically is a single pilot episode in a way.
22 minutes.
22 minutes, so
22 minutes. Okay, absolutely, sure, yeah.
Or usually between 21 and 22 minutes. So basically, they've made something that works as a complete episode that's broken into chunks. So I think that's quite clever. We made something the same, tried to make a full kind of little season. So they've done a season, as it were, but really it's like a pilot.
It's actually a pilot for an
Yeah, so they could probably, I have a feeling, they could probably send that out and go, look, here's our pilot. But they've gotten like 1 million this, or I don't know how many views they've gotten.
Well, the first episode is currently at 32,000.
32,000.
And most of the episodes since then are around about 15, 16, 17,000. And that's only launched in September, So, I mean, actually, I think that's quite good going for an independent channel, It's on Cheeks' own YouTube channel, which is youtube.com Go Cheeks Go. Which is a great name in itself for a channel.
It's like Go Speed Race.
And it's Jane Espenson used to write on Ellen's sitcom as well, so she does have a sitcom background.
Oh, okay, that makes
that was.
I used to watch Ellen, so yes.
Thank you for Dawn KJ63 for that.
Thank you.
Cheeks' channel himself, we've just been told, has also got about 2 million views.
Okay, I thought I saw 1 million somewhere.
Yeah.
Some millions.
Because he was doing the online stuff
Yeah.
Wasn't he? Yeah. From what I'm aware. I mean, I haven't seen any of it myself. I don't think it's actually on the channel anymore.
No, I think
so he was writing his own videos, which he was doing himself, and they sort of combined forces.
Yeah, because I saw a comment saying they wanted to see some of the older videos, but I like that it's got more advanced and they're working with new people, and I just think it's brilliant.
I think what was really cleverly constructed in the episodes was actually that even though it's a 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes long scene effectively, each scene does end with a cliffhanger for the next episode.
Yeah, just them literally with cliffhanger.
Yeah.
One episode literally with
Well,
cliffhanger.
no, or that one. It's that look, right? That's what's really good about it. Is it's a look, or it's not like a blatant line, but it's
Yeah,
like,
no.
And then one episode, I can't remember which episode it is, but they just kind of look at each other and you're like, oh no, it's going to go bad next time.
It's interesting actually because when I first went to watch it, the first episode that came up was episode 11, so I ended up watching episode 11 before I watched any of the rest of the series, and it sort of worked almost like a sketch. It felt like it was something complete, obviously because it was out of context of the rest, so I then had to go back and watch it to get all of that. But yeah, again, just the structure of that one episode, there were jokes in there that you could get without having watched all of it.
Which I think is the kind of brilliant. You almost have to have that in a web series because someone will come into it in any episode.
Well, I think, it's particularly, I think that's the advantage I think comedy web series have over a lot of the other genres of web series, is that if you can construct your sitcom so that, yes, it is a series that you're following through a story of characters, but actually each episode in itself is sort of like a separate sketch. It makes tweeting and retweeting very easy because someone can just drop in, watch an episode. If they like that particular episode, then they might go straight back and watch it from the very start.
That's when I used to be a big Law and Order fan. No, it's not web series at all, but because you could just watch them independently, you didn't have to follow them. Whereas I find other series, before the time of like massive internet video watching, you have to you couldn't see it. You get stuck. You have to go home and watch it every Wednesday. Otherwise, you get lost.
There's so many series which I feel I should have watched, which I never did because missed episode 1, and then never caught up and say, I won't bother. So that's a great thing where you can just dip in. Yeah,
this is good about this. You can dip in and out. It does feel it's really funny because it's very American. So you do find that you have that conflict, and then it feels resolved. And I know there's a cliffhanger, but it does have that whole there's a problem, now it's resolved, and then there's the cliffhanger. But I just think felt very, for me, I'm like, it's very American. Whereas here, everyone's it's just most of them are dreary. So.
And the subject matter of obviously same-sex weddings, there's got a chat in the chat room about this. I think again, this is the beauty of web series is being able to tackle storylines that you just know TV themselves might just shy away from, or if they did, it's very sort of glossed over, or it's done they don't necessarily tackle it head on. But with a web series, you can do whatever you want. You can write, and you can go out and then pitch that directly to your audience without a sort of this layer of middle management in TV stations saying, oh no, we don't think that's going to work.
It doesn't pull right or something. We sent it out there to like 10 people and they didn't like it, so therefore we're not doing it. No, I think it's really good because I think you often don't see, like, this is about a same-sex marriage and that's the main characters, whereas you've seen other series that are kind of revolutionary in what they were doing at the time, like Will and Grace, but it was always a secondary character. It wasn't the main character. So what's nice is that this is focusing on the kind of trials and tribulations of this newly married couple, which you can get, if you're gay or not, you still kind of feel with them because you understand those kind of relationships. So I think
that's the interesting thing, that the themes are universal.
They are universal,
about
absolutely.
Their relationship is, how is this marriage going to work? Is it going to work? It's two people who don't know that much about each other and don't know how you do marriage. Well, that is the main thing.
Absolutely, indeed, because it's once they get past the story, which is the media story, where they have Michael Buckley, obviously a very popular YouTuber, making his comments on TV, then it just literally goes into a story of a quickie marriage and what are they going to do. And actually, the fact that they're two men is actually irrelevant. It's just two people stuck in a quickie marriage and how are they going to make it work.
Because I didn't even think about that, because I was the same thing as I went to episode 11 and I didn't think anything about it. I thought these guys don't know each other very well, and they're trying to, one guy's folding the laundry and being quite domestic, and the other has a small dog, and then so I was like I just saw it as like a kind of a couple that's trying to find their way, so I didn't really think anything of it other than that.
Dawn KJ63 says husbands exist in a world where marriage equality is a reality, giving these couples the chance to do it wrong because that's their right. I suppose, obviously it's a kind of a bigger thing in the US than probably over here in the UK. Well, we've had now, they don't call it marriage, but it's effectively it's effectively legally marriage in any other way, really, without just being called the M word for quite a few years now. So and I think this is what probably politicians or or TV executives or advertisers, they don't necessarily understand is that young audiences who do watch TV programs or might be watching web series, they don't care about the issues that they're being told that they should be. They don't. I mean, they'll just watch this. It's two people getting married and trying to discover who they are and why have they got married, and let's try and learn about each other. I think people don't realise it's actually, if you just the general population just don't. It's not even an issue, and like you said, you don't even notice. We're talking about a gay marriage here. It's just two people trying to learn about each other.
But I can see how execs in the States wouldn't go, oh my god, let's do that right away.
Yeah.
I could see that. Whereas here, I don't see it as being
an issue
here.
In the UK, there's a well-made series with this kind of talent behind the writing and the producing team. This would get commissioned on in the UK with like this. I think Channel 4 would buy this. On network television.
Yeah.
If this was a British series, with British cast, but with this kind, with Jane Espenson and all the what was it? It was Jeff. Was it Jeff Greenstein as well?
Yeah, Jeff Greenstein, who did Friends and Will Grace.
If you had that talent attached to it, it would get commissioned in the UK.
Yeah.
So there's a campaign to get husbands on the Ellen Show.
Yes, I'm really excited about it. I said if it got onto the Ellen Show, it would be like every like mom in America would, and Canada. My mom watches it. We watch it when I'm at home. We always I watch it at home. Would just fall in love with it, because I think it's about just getting out there and knowing about it, and I think it's a great little series, and I want more people to watch it.
Yeah. So fans are using the hashtag #HusbandsOnEllen, and you can also email xof1013@gmail.com and find out how you can help support the Husbands on Ellen campaign.
I'm going to tweet about it.
So
not right now, I don't know, but I will. As soon as
Husbands, the web series, Martinis. It's got to be 3, I think. It's got to be 3.
Do we have 4?
We don't have a 4. No.
Sorry, 3 then.
So yes, we'll knock back 3 martinis for husbands.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
I feel like
guys.
I'm getting quite a lot of drinks in.
So next video is in our U skills category. U skills is just people doing things that they can do very well, better than other people. And this one is called wings eating.
Competitors will have 6 minutes to shove these flappers down their yappers. At the end of the 6 minutes, we'll see how many clean wings are in each bowl. Crazy Legs, show us what counts as a clean wing.
Paddle. Drumstick.
You don't stand a chance.
The competition begins in 3, 2, 1, go!
All right.
They are off. Can I already announce Crazy?
Yeah, this is from College Humor, which is kind of an unusual one from them, because usually, you're saying sort of sketch comedy, but this was actually a wings eating competition.
Yeah, I wasn't. I don't know.
Well, it doesn't like competitive eating.
No, but it's like Man versus Food.
Oh my god, that show is just
amazing.
Is amazing.
It does so
yeah.
well. I'm just comparing it to. No, I think they're trying to put jokes in, but it was such a weird. The format was like this strange MTV format of talking to one camera but filming from this other side.
Sure,
and moving camera. I just don't. I kind of looked at that stuff. Bothered me, but that's just as a film watcher, I'm like, oh really? And I don't know if that was supposed to be for the joke of it, if that makes sense. If that was supposed to be part of it, but it didn't really feel jokey enough.
Well, no, if it's College Humor, exactly.
Yeah.
It was just watching a guy eat lots of chicken wings faster than 2 comedians who can't eat them as fast.
Yeah, and I think there's some jokes in there, but I didn't really find it. And I just kept thinking of Man versus Food and kind of wishing I was watching that. Is that bad? I'm sorry.
No, YouTube.com College Humor, not one of the greatest College Humor videos.
No.
Not a lot more to say about it, really, to be honest.
Made me hungry.
It made you hungry?
I don't eat meat, so it didn't make me hungry.
1 martini.
Yeah.
We've got a tweet in from Cameron Yard Jr. Congratulations on Raptured. very enjoyable.
Oh, thanks. I get all girly. I'm like, oh, yay.
Animals. We always like animals on those video guys, and so it's the return of Dogspot. Dogspot, and this is dog meets an NYPD police horse.
This one does. What do you think?
Yeah, there. That's all good, right?
Oh, good. And your name is?
Jenna. We do call. We used to take donations all the time, and most of them were off the track.
I mean, you can't help but laugh at a little dog jumping up and down out of joy for falling in love with a horse.
Yes.
You know.
It's very sweet. I was slightly disturbed by the bow tie. Is that just me?
No, I didn't really. I didn't.
I was
But you know, if you have a small dog, you're going to dress it up in things like bow ties and stuff. You just aren't. It's the law.
It's kind of like you have to dress them up as a hot dog, and you have to dress up babies as tacos. Like those are kind of the two things that I think are the funniest things in the world to see. But I don't. It was interesting. Like it was funny, but it went on too long for me. But I don't think it matters. I think you just watch that little bit. You don't need to watch to the end. It's basically the same. I was just concerned, thinking it's a New York city police officer on a horse. They may get in trouble. That's what I was worried about.
This was a New York police officer on a horse at the Occupy Wall Street protest. So they were there on official business, looking out for trouble.
Yeah. But
the horse is so well behaved, though. I mean,
they have to be, because they have to be in very good in public. But I think if you watch the very end, or if you just fast forward to the end, if you
don't have the patience,
you don't have the patience. You can see her go up to her colleague and talk to them, and you can see her gesturing with her hands. So she must be like, the dog was jumping up. She must have thought it was so funny, but her face is just completely like stone.
Yeah.
Well,
they have to be. They can't be I guess, jokey.
Right, usually how the dog was quite possessive of the horse once they bonded, and when the little girl comes in and tries to strike it, oh no, this is my horse.
Exactly.
Lainey Dane says that's adorable. That pup is offering up invitation to play behaviours with that horse. The dog, and Elizabeth Oriana is agreeing. The doggy wants to play.
Oh yeah, I think the horse did the best it could.
The horse was being very patient. I mean, with this dog, and it was a mutual affection. I mean, it was bending down to actually get a closer look and have a sniff of the dog. And
genuine relationship happening there.
Yeah, I think that's I don't think I'd ever seen a horse play with dog before, so that was a new world for me. A new world for me.
The jumping up and down is very cute, especially for something so like a small dog. Yeah. And it literally just leaps off into the air and just almost does tumbles in the.
Yeah,
it's literally just going. Woo, it was spinning around. It was acrobatic.
Yeah, if it had been a larger dog and a small horse, I might not have enjoyed it so much.
I don't think it would have been as funny, unless the horse was jumping up and doing cartwheels and backflips and things. Then
So dog meets an NYPD officer is at youtube.com. Uber Mongolian beef, and that was posted a week ago and it's had over 500,000 views already.
And that it was just someone who that person was just walking between work and the.
Yeah,
just saw it and
just recorded it on there.
So it's nice when you see that it's not like people who are trying to find it. He just saw it and said, "Oh, isn't this cute?"
It's not an arranged thing. It's just literally something that happened on the street.
That would be the word that I wanted. Yes.
Martinis for NYPD police horse and dog. What do you think?
It's gonna be a 2 for me.
I was going to say a 2, but I feel like I can't give a dog a 2 because they just.
No, come on, Heather.
Okay,
do it.
2.
2.
Sorry, dog. I'm sorry. I feel really bad. My dog Max.
He's not watching.
That dog is a Frenchie, by the way.
Oh, all right, then that's fine.
It looks like a pug, though.
It does. I thought it was it looks like a pug.
Viral ad breakers next, and this week we have a much retweeted and viewed video. It's been up for 1 week and it's had 6.3 million. Wow. It is the new advert for Grand Theft Auto 5.
Or I don't know, that thing, that magic. You see it in the movies. I wanted to retire from what I was doing, from that line of work. Be a good guy for once, a family man. So, I bought a big house, came here, put my feet up, and thought I'd be a dad like all the other dads.
Now, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was brilliant. It was like a movie trailer.
Cinematic.
It's so cinematic.
Yeah.
The voice at the beginning brought my kids to a good place, and I just thought it was absolutely brilliant. And I think I've been playing, well, not actively, but I've played GTA at the very first one. So just to see the graphics was just like, holy crap, that's amazing.
It does.
That's what I thought. I watched it. I was like, "This is so good. I wish the game was like this." Like, it just was like.
But I think the game is going to be that, though, isn't it? That's the thing. It just looks amazing. I actually was at school with the guys who created Rockstar Games.
Wow.
They won't retweet me though.
Yeah.
I was also in school with George Osborne. We were all in the same year, so they've all gone off and done great things and powerful things, and I'm just here just tweeting on the internet about TV show about dogs meeting police horses.
I think that we need that in the world. I don't think the world would be as good a place without that.
No, it does look. It looks amazing. 6.3 million. I mean, the fact that that's grown so fast in such a short period of time means that people are very excited for this game.
But I think that even though I'll admit that I will not be out there going to buy GTA 5.
Yeah.
Like as soon as it comes out, I may, like, if someone had it, I'd play it. But I probably won't be the one who buys it tomorrow. Well, it's not out tomorrow, but when it comes out. But I was still completely amazed by it. I thought these guys could make anything, and I love it. Just because of the quality of it and the attention and the kind of like playing with the idea of cinematic trailers and playing with that, but for a video game. And I love that crossover, and it's happening more and more. And I think it's but from the other way, instead of it being a film to video, or video game, that it's a video game kind of emulating film. And I think that's
as actors, really would you like to try acting for video games?
I have acted for
Have you?
Yeah. I was in Driver San Francisco.
Driver San Francisco?
Yeah,
really? Okay.
Yeah, I was a voice of a cop. It was awesome. Gina, I think. So.
Excellent.
So yeah, no, it's. I will say though.
Did you do the motion? Were you motion? Is it just voiceover? You didn't do motion capture?
No, it's just voiceover or voice, and it's insane. It is the most insane acting you'll ever do, because you get this crazy script.
Yeah.
And the script is just
isolated things.
And it's isolated, and you'll do a reaction to 5. So if you as the player did a different thing, you'd have to react to each thing, but in a row. And then you do things like, if you're going to make a noise, you have to do it 5 different times. So you'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then they take different... But you do that as you rehearse, you don't even rehearse it, as you go through, and they feed you the line. So I was acting against Tanner, who's the main character in it, and you get his line, and then I do my line, and then you just keep doing it like 3 different ways if it was kind of something that wasn't too specific. And then you go, and then it'd be a line saying, "The car is just flipped in the air and something has exploded beside you." Whoa! And it's insane. Like, it's such a strange thing, because then you don't have, it's really fast. I was done in about 20 minutes.
Really?
Or half hour, because it was a smaller role, but I had kind of 2 sequences where it was a kind of isolated sequence, and then stuff from gameplay. Or maybe we did it within an hour. I'll give myself a little bit more time, but no, about an hour. But you don't have time to retake, really. You just go and go and go.
Yeah.
And so they give you a picture of your character, and they say, "This is your character. Here's a few things about them. Go." And the guy before me, they're like, "We're gonna try him Russian." And okay, no, maybe he'll be from the Bronx. Can we try him this way? And it was amazing, like the versatility of the actors involved in it. Like, I felt like I could probably do like 3 voices, and that was one of them. But some of the other guys are so amazing, and the kind of range of their voices, that I was blown away. Would you like to do it?
I'd like to, yeah. No, I've never done it, but I've described it. No, I think it'd be great fun. I mean, in terms of, obviously, this and Grand Theft Auto is not something I've played. And I can see that as someone who is a fan, obviously it's hugely popular. I can see that this is really exciting, and it's, the latest one. For me, it doesn't really do so much for me. I mean, it's, again, it's well produced, well made, it's slick, it's got a lot of money behind it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they sell millions of these,
So, yeah, I'm not one of those people, sadly, so, yeah.
Well, I mean, I've played 2 Grand Theft Auto games now, and I get stuck at exactly the same point in every version of the game, which is when it comes to a level which is street racing. I just can't. I can't do that. I can't do that level, and that's it. And I got stuck the first time I played Grand Theft Auto at that level. I thought, I'll just wait for the new game to come out. Played the new game, Grand Theft Auto 4, I think it was. The first one was Vice City, and I played Grand Theft Auto 4. And then it was like, when it came to the street racing game again, I got stuck at exactly the same point, but it's a whole different game. So I'm probably going to buy Grand Theft Auto 5, really enjoy it for plenty of levels, and then if they've got a street racing level, that's it, and I'm stuck and I won't be able to finish the game.
See, I kind of played it. I never really played it level. I just was like, let's play a bit, and I'm like, oh, let's just see how fast we can get caught by the cops. I just started like, what do I have to do to get caught by the cops?
Well, just run people over in front of a cop.
Oh yeah, it was great. We did some good some good drive.
It's escaping from the cops, which is the fun part. It's like how far can you drive? How fast can you drive and actually do shortcuts and twist through the thing so that actually you lose the police on the radar.
That was just at the end, and you're kind of like, I'm kind of done playing now. Let's see how fast you get caught by the cops.
It's when you cause complete mayhem and you've just completely totaled your car, so you start running away from the cops, but there's like 20 cops and shooting at you, and there's no way you're going to run more than 10 feet before you just fall without dying. But you try it anyway. You try anyway.
Well, what I love though is when you get like is it it goes up to 5 cars or whatever, 5 cars, or I can't remember what it is. Like they kind of rate it.
That's right. Yeah, how many shields or whatever it is.
Different shields. So then kind of the top shield, the kind of, if you can go from the top shield to no shield, then you have made it.
You've made it.
Then you are an expert in that game.
Yeah.
I am not an expert in that game.
No.
I've gone from 1 shield to 5 shields, and then.
So Grand Theft Auto 5 trailer. I would like to go 3.
I want to go 3. I'm going 3.
Well, see, I wouldn't, but I'm outvoted, so that's fine. If you want to give it 3,
I'm outvoting you on this.
It's a gorgeous. It's a gorgeous trailer.
It's beautiful. I can't. If I didn't give it 3, it'd be a sad day.
It just works regardless of the game. As you say, it works cinematically as a short for itself.
No, if you saw that, would you go see the film? Probably not. Oh, well, there you are.
No, but I suppose it's because, again, it's number 5, so we've seen it done before. So other than the graphics being better or whatever, for me, it doesn't give me anything new that I haven't seen in the ads for the earlier games. Okay.
So let's go on to our video of the week. Now this is one that originates from the UK. We've seen lots of flash mobs proposals that have come out from the US. Recently we reviewed one a couple of weeks ago, which was a Disneyland proposal. This one, you see that one?
Yes, yeah.
This one is set on an overground train quite recently here in the UK, and it's called the 1957
when I watched it. I will admit it, but as you know, watching Hampshire on a Piano as being my favourite video, that would maybe put that thought in your head that it probably would make me cry a bit. But it did. It did make me tear up. I think some people were a bit cynical in the comments on YouTube, but like she didn't react. She didn't seem that happy, so that marriage isn't gonna last so long. I'm like, it's a proposal. That's really romantic. You got an entire choir to sing for her.
Well, it took a lot of organisation. That's the thing.
And the logistics behind that, making sure that she was on the right train, on the right carriage at the right time. And I read that actually that day she decided that she was going to drive, and so her fiance actually had to disconnect her car battery just to make sure that she had to get the train that day. Because you would be quite miffed, wouldn't you, if you'd arranged that and she wasn't actually.
But how did they know what carriage she was in? Did they watch her outside?
They had there was like a 3-minute window as well that they had for it to all go right, because she had to get on the right train.
Yeah.
With the choir, she wasn't, obviously they didn't want her to recognise anyone, so they all had to really blend in and not be noticeable.
Yeah. Because he's part of that choir.
He's part of that choir, yes.
Which is strange, but surely that's going to give the game away as soon as they start singing. She looks up, unless she's never gone to see him perform, which isn't actually not into choirs or something.
But but usually when you're commuting, you're just sitting there, and you're in your own world.
Yeah.
And if someone starts singing, you think, oh, that's quite cute. And if a few people, but you don't necessarily take note of it, do you? It's just like, oh, it's a nice thing that someone's doing.
Yeah.
But you're kind of stuck. What am I going to get to my tube? It's not going to hold us up or anything. Or as long as I'm going to get to where I'm going to go,
Well, I think because you do that thing where you like smile at the person across from you, going, "Oh, that's really nice."
Yeah.
And you don't ever look at the people who are singing.
You don't.
Because it's very British.
I think if I was on a train and the whole carriage started singing, I might pay some attention to that.
Well, but she looked really genuinely surprised when he came up to her. Like,
because
I think her head was down
straight away. Because at first, watching the video, it wasn't clear. I assumed they were on the train together.
Yeah.
But actually, he appears at that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he does he stops the music and then
does the proposal.
And then
there's a little bit more music, and then they just go back into
like where they were
in the background without as if.
I wish that they had someone because there's really good quality video camera like.
Well,
that's the only thing that I was
it's all done on mobile phones, isn't it? So again,
but there are better.
But I suppose the thing is they're trying not to give the game away again by not having professional looking cameras.
No, but you can. I know that's just you can. I just because I wanted to. Because
early
want to see
on,
it, right?
Before I knew it was going to be the proposal, and then it's just the thing of a flash mob and people unexpectedly singing, and clearly the person filming it knows what's going on, is there to film it. And yeah, you're kind of aware of a couple of people singing, but you're not seeing any reactions. You really want to see the reactions of the other commuters. And so
well, there are several. I guess there are several mobiles being used to record it.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're there and you're recording it with a mobile phone, you just look like an ordinary person who's just trying to capture it.
No, you do, but I think that because I've seen these done before. Have you seen the one where in the New York subway and it's the Princess Leia and the stormtroopers?
Yes, yeah.
And of course you have. But that was filmed really well, and I'm sure they just had a mobile phone. So it's just interesting because for me, I wish that it would have been done by someone just sitting. A couple of people, they sat 4 or 5 people, and just kept their camera still, looked at reactions, looked at the movement. But that's as a filmmaker, rather than but it doesn't matter because I loved it because it made me cry. Like it made me cry and feel like that there's joy in the world.
There is joy in the world, absolutely.
Yes. And obviously, you had a few years ago, you had the whole dirty dancing, first dance at a wedding and stuff. And I think it's just setting the stakes very high for people.
Indeed, yeah. So
who did you
I'm already married, so I'm I don't have that bar to reach.
Well, when I first watched this video, I was watching it with my boyfriend.
Oh
so,
yes.
No pressure there. But no, I think this is the problem these days. Now you can't just say, "Do you want to get married?" No, that's not going to do. You've got to do something spectacular.
I hope it's a little bit better than that. I don't know if I'd say yes if you said it to me like that.
Right.
Okay, so 1957 from Houston. Let's give that a martini rating. I'm going to say 3.
Well,
I thought it was romantic. I thought it was lovely.
I know. I feel like I just dissed it, but I'm not.
Yeah.
That was just me.
As a filmmaker, it might be less, but for what it is.
But I just wish it was because I wanted to see more people. Like as a thing, I just wanted to see people being amazed and being excited. And I just wanted to see that because I was just by hearing it was amazed and excited. So. But I'll say 3.
It'd be a 3.
It's got to be 3. 3 martinis for 1957.
If it was less than 3, you'd have no heart. You wouldn't have a heart, really.
So
I'm giving too much of myself away.
Calm down.
Okay, it's fine.
the Coldcast are in the chat room, and they've just put episode 1 a link there for everyone.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. Coldcast. We've just joined Coldcast. We're kind of part of the Coldcast family, as it were. I like that.
Yeah,
saying that. Yes, Coldcast family. So they've just picked up the series, which is absolutely brilliant. It means that it's going to be distributed to not only online, which you can see, I think, coldcast.tv, and then we're Raptured is on there. But also it's going to box sets. They're starting to do cable television, so it's kind of trying to take web other places that are maybe not as expected, trying to say these are as good as series that you'd watch on television anyway. So let's watch it on watch in different spaces, not so on mobile, on the computer, on your television. So far it's been really and they've been absolutely lovely as well. So.
Well, Coldcast says hi everyone, and we love Raptured. I'm still waiting for the Coldcast app for iPad. Has that actually come out yet? I don't think it has. Has it?
I don't know. Maybe they'll
still yes. Maybe Coldcast can let us know when there's an ETA on the iPad app.
And then I'll let everyone know.
Yeah, great.
But I think it's brilliant that more and more companies are starting to look at, because looking at a series, we followed them on Twitter, and they saw some of the Twitter conversation.
Mhm.
They came to us and said, and I mean, I could have applied to like put my series forward to them, but then there's kind of part of your head that goes, oh, would they be interested, or what are they doing, or I'll just go put it out on Blip, or I'll go put it out on YouTube or Vimeo. And it's interesting because they've come back and said, well, actually, we would have loved to have you guys come and approach us, and we want to get really good series on here. We really want to promote good work. So I think if you are making a series, do send it to places like that.
And Coldcast, they don't have that many British series on either.
No, it's mostly...
I know they've got Self-Centered, but I'm not quite sure what else British they've got on Coldcast.
I watched quite a few though. I've been watching through the series, and I'm really enjoying it. So I've been putting it on when I'm at work and other things. Just putting it on. I have 2 screens, so I'll put it on one screen.
Yeah.
And then I'll work on the other
Are you
screen.
supposed to be saying this?
No, but I mean, at the end of the day, obviously when I'm done work but still doing work is what I mean to say.
Coldcast is saying the iPad app is coming the 1st of the year, so it's coming soon.
Great. Yeah. But I think it's what's really exciting about, I think for us, is that we made something we believed in, and after the first episode, it got lots of attention.
Yeah.
Like Coldcast came to us after the first episode and said we
Okay.
liked it.
Yeah.
So I mean, that just made us feel like we stumbled on something that's good. So I'm excited to make more series, not just this, but others.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Good. Okay, this is the part where we just sort of do a Pracia rundown, quick roundup of what we've looked at this week.
Okay. Sure.
So this is those video guys this week, and we started off with our Hall of Fame induction, which was courtesy of Heather.
Hamster on a Piano.
Hamster on a Piano, a classic of 3 years old now. Song by Parry Grip, available on iTunes. It's a 3 martini video.
Has to be.
Better be. I don't want to ever degrade it to anything lower than that.
Our comedy of the week is this week. It's Teens in the Wild by Smosh, a very popular YouTube channel for teens and kids, which I thought was a bit of a advert for Hot Pockets, but
I didn't.
Heather doesn't think so.
But maybe it's because I'm just inundated with advertisement from North American television.
Well, there you go. Indeed, yeah.
Blind.
What did we rate that one?
We rated 2.
We gave that one 2 martinis. Yeah.
Maybe if I was my 16-year-old brother,
if we were at 12, 15, we'd probably give it 3.
Yeah.
Smosh is very popular amongst the kids. This week's Animation Station video is Kitty City from youtube.com/Syriac. Syriac is a very popular British animator of very surreal and very nightmarish animated shorts, and Kitty City proves that in every way. You were scared?
I will not sleep this night. There will be cats in my dreams.
We'll not be watching that again.
We agreed that's a 2 martini. I've liked it. I liked all his other stuff, and I would have given 3 martinis to love. But maybe because I'm just such a big cat fan, I thought it was a bit freaky to see cats as weird caterpillar monster creatures.
I'm in the middle. It just scared me.
Web series of the week this week is Husbands. youtube.com/GoCheeksGo. 11 episodes, written by Brad Bell and Jane Espenson. Really loved it. I think it's a great fun series, sitcom, very slickly made. You do need to watch this one. Highly recommended. 3 martinis all around for that one.
Yes.
U-Skills this week was Wings Eating Contest by College Humor. Kind of an unusual, different thing for College Humor, which didn't really quite work for us, I think.
There wasn't very much humor.
There wasn't much humor. It was just a guy eating lots of chicken wings. Seemed to be like a lot of waste of food because they had lots of leftovers as well, which never got eaten. 1 martini, I think, for that one.
Yes.
And then the Dog Spot. Dog meets an NYPD police horse. I really liked it.
Small dog, big horse. What's not to like?
I'm on the fence still again.
Yeah.
It was great.
It's fun. It's cute. Yeah. It's maybe a bit too long, but it's just.
But it wasn't.
It was capturing a real life moment. It's not some sort of planned event. Not set up.
It wasn't edited. It just was put up there, which is great. I like that.
That's 2 martinis for Dogspot. And then this week's IRL ad break. Well, the biggest ad being retweeted and tweeted right now, it's Grand Theft Auto 5 trailer. Beautiful cinematic.
Love the voiceover.
I think you're getting into the story as well,
Yeah. Well, there's actually, it gives it like, this is what the story is.
There's a backstory to why he's going to go around robbing people.
Well, it was it was a nice little twist, even in a trailer. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. Maybe I just really like Grand Theft Auto. That could be it as well.
Indeed. 3 martinis for viral ad break. And then, of course, that brings us to video of the week, which a UK flash mob proposal, 1957 from Euston. Hey, it could have been a train we could have all been sitting on, you know, because I get the overground train quite often. 800,000 views in just 1 week. It's been in the printed news in the UK here. It's been quite a big news story. This one.
TV as well,
it's been mentioned on TV. Absolutely, it's going big, and I think now that if the rest of the world starts catching on to this one, it could again set the bar for flash mob proposals.
Yeah,
pretty high.
We gave it 3 martinis. So that was our videos this week. When would you hope to be shooting a series 2 for Raptured?
When it's not the winter.
That would be nice.
That's just what one of the things we're going to try to do is we've put together at Indiegogo.com. Raptured TV, I believe. You can also go to rapturedtheseries.com and click on Help Us Make Season 2, because it really is helping us make Season 2. So we've already had some people sponsor us. We haven't pushed it really hard yet because we just want people to get into the series and like it. Right. So we'll start telling people more about it now. But we're trying to get help from people who are also looking, for sponsors. So I think a couple of telephone people thought, that might be a good idea. So upgrading phones. Sure, so that might be quite nice. But really, it's just like trying to get either help from fans. That's not just our family and friends, and then as well as trying to get sponsorships, trying to make the next season. Because for me, it's not. I mean, I don't care. I'll work for free for the rest of the time, which isn't probably good because I do like to eat.
I won't,
but she won't, and it's necessary. She's the star of the show, but also I think for anyone who's making stuff, I just think it happens too often. You take advantage of cast and crews. They need to be paid. They should be paid for what they're doing and the work that they're doing.
Course,
we're trying to find alternative ways of getting sponsorship.
Yeah.
To do that, so that's kind of going to help us. But I still want to make it probably in the spring to go out. I mean, I'd like to make it a bit sooner, but I really, due to the nature of it, I want to try to keep it in a kind of summertime feel. So we're gonna have to probably wait till then. But that's not that long, and then hopefully in the wintertime I want to be, or next Christmas I want to be making another series as well. So.
Lainey Dane asks, have you considered trying Kickstarter to raise funds for filming next season?
Kickstarter is like Indiegogo.
Yeah.
So, but what's interesting Kickstarter is brilliant, and I think it's a brilliant community. But you have to have a U.S. bank account.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a U.S. bank account.
And PayPal doesn't count.
PayPal doesn't count. Or I don't think it does. But Indiegogo. So Kickstarter, if you let's say want $3,000, you have to raise $3,000. Yeah. You don't get any of it. Whereas Indiegogo, you can raise any amount,
right, and
get it. You pay a higher percentage, but basically you get any of it. So what we've done is said, this is kind of tier 1 means that we can, just do things on a very limited budget. And pay for expenses. Tier 2 means a small amounts for actors, and tier 3 is the whole thing. So. Well,
and what are you offering, the donators? Because one of the subjects that sort of come up about Indiegogo is the sort of dilution of the word producer, because if you can, a lot of campaigns on Indiegogo and Kickstarter just saying we'll just give everyone a producer credit.
Oh well, we said actually the first ones are like you get a lot of internet high fives.
Right.
It's with a level of like special thanks credit on the site and kind of sending out internet love, then signed postcards, signed posters, copy of the DVD of the series. And then up to having a role in the film if you were able to be there, and then also having the higher level getting an IMDb credit, just to say that you've contributed to it in that extent. I'm not really called it like a producer credit. It'd be
No, that's good
because
yeah,
it's not because I think that it undermines.
It does.
It undermines the word producer.
Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah.
producing this. I don't sleep.
Yeah.
If you are by giving $1,000 or $100 means that you don't sleep as much as I don't sleep, then you can get a producer credit. But until then, no. But I think it's really good to give people the thanks that they're due.
Of course. Yeah.
And so that's part of it. And of course, coming to see, letting you know about all the live events and stuff. I know a lot of people also do kind of more behind the scenes or special extra footage and so forth, but we would put those on any DVDs that we send out to anyone.
Yeah.
So it would be specifically made DVDs for the people who contribute.
Okay, cool. Great. Well, thanks very much. That's been a great show.
Well, thank you for having us. It's been amazing and it's been so much fun. I get to talk about all this stuff that I just talk about at work.
It is. Absolutely.
On Twitter.
Yeah, no, thanks again. It's been great. Guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for all the comments in the chat room. You've all been fantastic. Lainey Dane, Elizabeth, Ariana, Colcast, XOF 1013, Tiny Sparkles. Thanks for all your comments. And Sean will be back next week with me, and we'll be reviewing even more videos, another web series of the week, and come back and see you same time next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Come say hi to us.